My name is Leslie Williams and I'm in San Diego, California. And I'm making this particular video file as a result of some evidence that I caught yesterday again. And that is a key word, again. Yesterday at UCSD in two separate buildings at two separate time periods. Now what I'm going to do is, excuse me for being just a little bit silly, but I actually, considering what happened towards me, now, the other day at Jack in the Box, which the other day means October 15th, 2013, considering what happened over at that Jack in the Box and what I had to do in response to it, call the police, and when the police came out, I told them that I was being subjected to the same exact harassment you're about to hear happening inside of the Club Med restaurant, which is right up the walking pathway from the biomedical library. And then once it closed at 2 o'clock, I rode my bike over to the Price Center, where it was caught again. Now, what I'm going to do before I transfer over to you some of the audio from the audio files concerning the evidence of what was caught, I'm going to make some statements concerning what happened on the 15th at Jack in the Box. Now, in reference to what happened to me over at the Jack in the Box, and you might think to yourself, okay, well, what Jack in the Box, first of all? Alright, let me prop this camera real fast so it doesn't fall while I'm talking, because it's not exactly cooperating very good. Alright, I hope you can see me alright. On October 15, 2013, I actually, well, let me just backtrack for 1 second. Sorry. On October 14, 2013, I hopped on a bus from La Jolla, California in order to go to the post office, and I figured since I was going to possibly be in the area, well, not possibly, sorry, I'm a little bit tongue-tied right now. It happens on occasion. Hang on a second. On the 14th, which was Monday, okay, of this last week here, I left La Jolla, California to go catch the buses I needed to catch in order to get to the area of Rosecrans and Nimitz Boulevard, in order to go take care of some personal business, check my mail, and then I figured since I was going to be in the area, I was going to go to the Jack in the Box that's right up the street from Rosecrans and Cannon Street, and then once I got over in the area where Old Town is, which is just a landmark that people use, and it's a trolley station and a bus station as well. Once I got on bus route 28 from Old Town, once I arrived there, and then got on bus route 28 heading towards that area, I noticed a bunch of flags that were on poles on the sidewalk that were running all up and down Rosecrans on both sides. Because I noticed the flags waving in the air, so I said out loud, I go, what's with all these flags? And a woman on the bus said, well, it's because it's Columbus Day. So I thought, well, crap, now I can't. I go, the post office is closed, isn't it? She goes, yeah. She goes, all government businesses are closed. And so I go, well, crap. But since I was already right in that area as this was being noticed by me, I thought, well, I'll go ahead, and since I was still on the bus, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and just go to Jack in the Box. And that's what I did. I got off the bus, stopped. It's right across the street from the Bank of America, which is right next to the corner that you cross, and then two to three businesses down is Jack in the Box. And that's what I did. I got off the bike. I got off the bus, got my bike off the bus, rode it to Jack in the Box. But listen to this. The morning that I got up, now that was on Columbus Day, okay? So, I went to Jack in the Box, gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy was set around me in Jack in the Box on the 14th as well, caught on tape recorder. Now, on the 15th, I decided to go back in the area because I couldn't take care of my business that I went to go do on the 14th since it was Columbus Day. So I went back to the same area and did the same thing, okay? Except I went to Jack in the Box first before going to the post office, and I got to Jack in the Box, and now, and the same exact, but before I left La Jolla, California, to catch all the buses that I had to catch to go to the Jack in the Box, which is over 40 to 50 miles away from La Jolla, California, I made a video file. And in that video file, I showed a date. I showed my cell phone, which showed the date and the time. Okay, and I stated in this video file, I said I was going to be going. I said, let's see if gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, is settled on any of my routes today. This is the morning of the 15th, me making a video here, video predictions showing my cell phone and stating that let's see if these words or phrases are said around any of my routes today. Any of my routes. I then leave this area and go 40 to 50 miles away from this area and go all the way over to that jack-in-the-box, and it's caught repeatedly again on audio file. That's right. And then an incident occurred. Now yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I uploaded the interactions between me and the San Diego police once I called them on the 15th as a result of an incident coming about inside the jack-in-the-box that the manager of the jack-in-the-box played a role in. Now, cooperation in reference to the individuals who perpetrating organized stalking, gang stalking, harassment against any targeted individual, I'd say at least 98% of the time has a power position in the community. That's right. Now, in order for that person to place the targeted individual on certain lists, which are usually law enforcement lists that are being illegally and criminally used in order to put innocent people on so they can be harassed by the public in general for the perpetrators that are in the system that are illegally using these law enforcement tools like the community notification, the offender's notification, which I should not be on either for any reason, and or certain lists that a targeted individual is put on that's got to do with occupational and safety laws. I should not be on any of these for any reason because I'm not a criminal and I'm not a threat to myself or others in any way, shape, or form. But these are the types of avenues and communication tools that the perpetrators that are in the system are using in order to get the public at large to harass a target in specific ways for them, because the harassment aids and abets in breaking the target down mentally, psychologically. Now, as far as them getting around me and having different duped community members repeat words and phrases around me, it's called sensitization method, and it can be Googled and cross-referenced to gang stalking, and you can also go to Google and type in just go to Google and type in organized stalking or gang stalking, repeating words and phrases, and you'll come up with enough information once you start investigating it for a day or two to be able to see that this is a method of theirs. Now, when the police came on the 15th, I'm standing outside of the jack-in-the-box on the sidewalk. Once I left the jack-in-the-box, I made sure that I even left their property. So I unlocked my bike and walked it over to the sidewalk in front of the jack-in-the-box, so I was on then public property, because I didn't know what the manager was going to do next. But let me just make a sidebar notation. On several different separate occasions before October 15, 2013, I caught this method happening in the jack-in-the-box by their employees, by their management, and people coming in acting as customers on audio file, but listen to this, on video file as well as it was transpiring. That was the reason why I made the prediction on the morning of the 14th and the 15th before I even left this area to go way over there. Okay, then an event transpired on the 15th. The police were called by me. They come out and I tell them that the individuals, including the management and the employees and individuals that came in, and I told them that this had happened on separate dates as well, including by telling them that I had video and audio files to prove it, that on the 15th when this happened, I told them that I made a video prediction at a certain location in La Jolla, 40 to 50 miles away, that I would hear gang stalk, oh my god, weird, crazy, gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking being repeated around me once I got to this jack-in-the-box, and it was caught on audio file, and I told them that on previous occasions it was caught on video and audio file. Flat out on the video files. Video files don't lie because it's happening in real time as the video is running and recording. Okay? Now, these interactions that I had between the San Diego police, okay, inside of the jack-in-the-box parking lot, because they pulled into the parking lot, and so I walked over to talk to them, and I told them the audio file of that interaction between me and the San Diego police on the 15th which was just 4 days ago, was uploaded to a video file, and the video file was uploaded yesterday. It hasn't been titled yet, but you can clearly hear me saying to the police officer that they get around me saying gang stalk, gang stalker, gang stalking, gang stalk, oh my god, we're crazy. It's their way to let a target know they're being stalked by repeating certain words and phrases and physical gestures along all the target's route, because the physical gestures and the words and the phrases are all the same. So I want you to listen to this. This is me being inside the Club Med restaurant yesterday, and what I'm going to do is I wrote down on my hand, as you can see, especially file 32 and 35. But filtering through what I was caught yesterday at Club Med and at the Price Center, I want you to listen to what is said at the very beginning of audio file number 30. And I'm going to hurry up and do this because the video time is running. So look at this. This is audio file number 30. Okay, and it started at 11:28 a.m. Listen to what is heard on the very, very beginning of the audio file. You hear a male say gang stalker. Just listen. you're listening for gang stalker, gang stalk, gang stalking, oh my God, especially those 4 words being said together, like back to back, because when one person says the gang stalker, that's the cue for the other one to say oh my God, because they're told what to say and how to act. Listen.
See if gang stalker said you're in this club, man.
Alright, now you can see the date right there. That's the month in the middle. 10 is October. That's the day. That says 18. And that's the year. This is the time right here. Now that's inside of Club Med. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play you just a tidbit of file 31. This is still Club Med's me still being inside of Club Med, and you're gonna be able to hear I'm in Club Med because in file 32 I ask a girl the name of the restaurant. It's a little itty bitty restaurant that's on UCSD campus, up the walking pathway from the biomedical library. Do you hear gang stalk and or gang stalking and or gang stalker along with oh my God being said close together in the background? Just listen.
See if I hear gang stalking here. Club Med, October 18, 2013. Let me see, oh my God, with gang stalk or gang stalk and then oh my God.
Okay, now I'm going to stop this and play most of audio file 32. It's really caught on this one as well. And then I'm going to scroll really fast to 35 because 32 is me still being in the Club Med restaurant. 35 is me being in the Price Center. Okay? That's right, where the Sunshine Market is at, right inside the Price Center. So let me just go ahead because I've already talked too much and I'm running low on video time right now. So listen, do you hear it being said in the background on this audio file while I'm still in Club Med?
You know the name of this restaurant? Club Med. Huh? Club Med. Hey, where'd you get that jacket at? Huh? At work. They have a veterans department here? Yeah, right there. Are you talking about that big old building over there? How can you come way over here for lunch? No way over here. I just walked 12 minutes. Hey, do you know today's date? 18. Thank you. This is UCSD, right? Huh? Ready yet? Huh? This is UCSD.
Okay, now that should be enough at 32. Now what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to show you how it's also said. Now you notice the time on 32, the time this audio file started. I think it's about 17 minutes long or 11 minutes long. But notice the time, that's what's important. It started at 12:44. Now Club Med Restaurant closes at 2. Okay, now, so I left Club Med Restaurant, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fast forward to audio file number 35. Look at the time on now. Okay, it's 4:22 p.m. hours later. Okay, I'm still inside of Sunshine Market. I'm still inside of Price Center, getting ready. You know, I'm at about 4 o'clock. I leave at about 4:45 or something like that. Listen to what's on the very beginning of this audio file while I'm still inside the Price Center. Okay, and then what I'll do is I'll play a couple minutes of file number 33 and 34 too. Do you hear gang stalk being said at the very beginning of this audio file while I'm inside the Price Center? Just listen. Okay, that's just a little bit of file 35, and I'm just going to go ahead and flip it to 33. And that file began at 12:55. Let's see what's on this one.
Of Med, October 18, 2013.
Do you hear it on this one as well?
Unless you hear a gang stop in here. Oh my god, we're crazy.
Okay, I think I have proven my point. The point being is this, is you might think to yourself, why would people get around a woman? Because they're doing this also to, well, they're doing this to men as well. You might think to yourself, what does this all mean? Well, let me give you an illustration of what this is outside of stalking and harassment. What it basically is psychological harassment, and it's called psychological battering. And it's also designed to produce mental and emotional duress. Since these crimes are perpetrated through the observation, tracking, and surveillance of a target and the stalking of a target, all of these things are felonies. That's right. Now, but it's very hard to prove who's managing this, because it's a third party who's putting these different people, mostly students, okay, or employees on UCSD campus around me to do it. And these people are not going to admit it. You better believe they're not going to admit it, because students don't want to they don't want to have anything happen to their student record. They don't want to have any problems on campus. They just, you know, let me just put it to you this way. Employees of a university campus don't want to lose their jobs. and they have enough common sense to probably know that if they speak up in reference to how they've been solicited to harass a person on their campus, that there's a great likelihood that the university personnel will not be happy with them, because it might leave the university wide open to a lawsuit. So they're going to worry about their jobs, just like that janitor who saw those little boys be raped at Penn State. He said one of the reasons why he didn't come forward was because he was afraid of losing his job. Now the students that they're getting to harass a target, more than likely their attitude will be like, okay, I'll do this, but I don't really want to do it again, or okay, I'll do this because they're just jerks, or they just think it's fun, or whatever. They're not gonna go against. They're just not gonna, for their own personal reasons, they're not gonna admit openly that they're doing this, because they are aware that what they're doing is wrong. Okay, even though they don't care, they're at least aware. So these people are not gonna go against. These people are not going to admit what they're doing. Now, I have been harassed in this way inside of every single building on UCSD campus. But let me give you a sidebar notation real fast for a second. Yesterday, as I was on the internet inside of Club Med, I ran across an older video that I made at least a year ago at this location, stating that I'm getting ready to go to SDSU. Let's see if I hear gang stalker being said around me once I get there. That's right. It was a very short video. I think it was only about 3 minutes long. And I copied and pasted it into a Gmail account. And I'm going to put that video inside of the description of this YouTube video. And I'm also going to at least put the YouTube URL address, copy and paste those that have to do with the Jack in the Box incident that happened on the 15th, and you'll literally be able to hear me state that that these words were being said around me inside the Jack in the Box, which is over 50 miles away from UCSD and from where I'm at, and me mentioning that the same exact method was being utilized around me. And then I'm going to copy and paste the Jack in the Box videos of where it was wide openly caught on video happening. That's right. The police are protecting this shit, and let me tell you what they did towards me over at the Jack in the Box once they arrived. And I told them that I had this evidence. Right now, in my possession, I have over 700 separate audio files, at least, of this method happening around me. Every single place I go, every single day, non-stop, continuously. And you know what he said? He said, well, what? I go, well, if you're not willing to listen to me, I go, why don't you give me your boss's name? And he goes, and I can go, take the evidence to him. And he goes, well, I tell you what I can do. How about if I call a psychologist out here and he can have a talk with you? He was implying I was mentally ill, because that's how they protect these crimes, by discrediting the mental stability of a target. That's right. Now, does it sound like I'm lying? You just heard it over at UCSD again. And then once you look in the description of these YouTube videos, you'll be able to see the prior Jack in the Box videos, the prior Jack in the Box events of it happening inside the restaurant as it was occurring before October 15th. So you can be the judge. Is this happening around me? Hold on one second. So again, in closing, you might think to yourself, why are they doing this? Well, let me tell you a fast story about, because organized stalking and gang stalking, I try not to use this term. Other targets use it, and I try not to use it, even though it is totally apropos, which means it's appropriate. I try not to use it because people that are hearing about gang stalking for the first time, if they hear the word psych ops or psychological operations, they might automatically dismiss this and say, this sounds crazy, or this doesn't sound like something I'm interested in. But gang stalking and organized stalking is about psychological operations. But here's the thing, and I'm going to tell you a fast story, because I'm running low on minutes pertaining to this particular video file. And this is a true story that can be Googled. Go to Google right now and type in gang stalking, raping a girl and shoving a sock in her mouth. Now just do it, and I'm going to explain what that means. They had a girl raped, and as they were raping her, they shoved a sock in her mouth. Then on subsequent days, they got along all of her routes and threw socks along her routes to remind her about the rape, because the socks became associated to a traumatic event, association, psychological operations. And basically what they did after the rape, they threw socks along her routes to remind her of the actual rape by stimulating the memory of the rape by representing the socks along her route. Psychological operations. Just like when a rape victim, courts don't like putting rape victims back on the stand because, like, if the perpetrator got caught, because they don't want the rape victim to relive the experience because it's too traumatic. This is what, in part, a huge aspect of organized stalking is all about. Where they get around a target, they'll anchor through association a word, a phrase, a physical gesture, an object, a certain person, a certain persons, a certain place, and then reintroduce the word, phrase, physical gesture, person, persons, type of people along that target's route to remind them that they're being gang stalked. And a lot of these associations are directly connected to a traumatic event. And that's why they're doing it. To keep the target in a psychological traumatized effect, to remind them about traumatizations that have happened, because whenever a person is reminded about a trauma, post-traumatic stress, their mind becomes disassociated right back to the thing that caused the traumatization, because as the traumatization was occurring, disassociation is formed. Just like when a Vietnam vet hears a helicopter, he'll be brought back to the memory of an event that happened over in Vietnam. Basically what they do is create post-traumatic stress and then re-stimulate it. Hang on a second. That's why it's called psychological battering and psychological harassment, achieved through the stalking of a targeted individual. Now, the San Diego police know I'm a victim of this crime. They act like they don't know it, but I'm going to guarantee you something right now. They know who I am. They'll lie up and down the road about it, call me crazy concerning it, because these are the literal methods of gang stalking syndicates, to label a target as being schizophrenic, paranoid schizophrenic, bipolar, delusional, paranoid schizophrenic, persecutory, delusional, because they want to make it appear that the target's crazy on record, and this is done for the actual reason of concerning pertaining to the original motivation of why all this is happening to begin with, in part, and that's usually taking syndicated probate control of a target by claiming they're crazy in order to call out their finances, exploit their insurance, and exploit the target sexually in a syndicated run environment they control, like syndicated organized crime group homes. That's why the homelessness is created as well. Now, UCSD will lie about it up and down the road, call me crazy, say this isn't enough proof that I'm being gang stalked, even though I predict it in this environment and in other environments before I even reach the place that it's caught at. Come on, think about it. 700 separate audio files of this and this is, you just heard the beginning of these audio files. You didn't hear the entire length of them. It's constantly repeated for the whole time duration of while I'm in each building that I go to. Why? Because they want to keep me mentally preoccupied with the harassment. That's right. It's their way to break you down mentally, by constantly treating your mental faculties as a ping pong. I'm paying attention to something for a minute or two, I hear it, it brings me back to what they're doing, and I think you get the picture. I'm in San Diego, California. Look in the description of this YouTube video for cooperative material that will flat out show you that everything that I have stated and shown you in this video is the absolute factual truth. I appreciate you listening. My name is Leslie Williams, and have a nice day.